here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coast in, and everything is going to be all right. We're talking about financial compatibility tonight. Being financially compatible. That's when we're talking about two people or two or more people making around the same kind of money, being able to have the same type of financial access. So, in a nutshell, we're talking about, do your friends and family, your social circle, do they need to make the type of money that you make in order for y'all to get along with each other, in order to have a harmonious relationship? Should somebody be making the same money as you do, or should they be making around the same kind of money? Is it an issue at all? Now, a lot of people, on the surface, a lot of people may agree with this. They may say, well, yeah, if you're rich and you hang around a bunch of poor people, then they're going to be stealing from you. They're going to be jealous of you. They're going to be problems, major, major problems. I can understand how a person would think that way and feel that way. Other people might say that, expecting people to make as much money as you do is like expecting people to do the same things that you do. And if everybody was the same, then there wouldn't be any real attraction. There wouldn't be any variety or spice of life. I think that two things can be true at the same time. It doesn't have to always be one person's idea versus another person's idea, but I agree to a certain extent. Yeah. If you are making a certain amount of money, or if you're trying to be someone who makes a certain amount of money, then yeah, it probably would be a better idea to hang around with people who will give you access to that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they are your friends. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are, your lovers and things like that. Birds of a feather flock together. Is it always true? Is it true 100% of the time? It's hard to say. It really is. Yeah, I think that being around like-minded people, it probably makes for good conversations, but it's not always necessary. People who know what you knew or have the same experiences of you. I mean, have the same experiences that you've had. It might be intriguing in the beginning, but I'm not sure if it's a total requirement. Do you think that somebody would be considered bougie if they only wanted to date or be friends with people who made the same type of money they make? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think that would make you a little bougie, especially if we're talking about a romantic relationship. Like, so you mean to tell me, brother, that you expect your woman to make 7 figures or 8 figures because you make 7 or 8 figures? Is that realistic? Because if that's not realistic, how can it be realistic to expect all of your friends to be on the same financial level? I mean, I get it. You want to be around people who have the same thing. You know what the thing is? We could probably say that this is more of a safety issue than a social issue. But I think it would be hard to prove. It's not like people who are rich don't steal. In all honesty, the greater the likelihood that they do steal is when they have a lot of money. I'm not saying that all rich people have stolen, but when you look at the white collar crime rate, and a lot of white collar crime involves some type of theft, or theft by deception, or something like that. Misappropriating funds that don't belong to you. So anybody who has worked for somebody, worked closely, maybe controlled their books and things like, whatever. You know that millionaires and billionaires steal. Many of them do, plenty of them do. But should it be a requirement? Does somebody have to make the same type of money that you make in order to be friends with you, in order for you to take them seriously as a friend? I guess from here, maybe when I make $1 million or more, maybe I'll think differently. But from here, for our people, for the black and the brown, it sounds a little ridiculous to me, considering that many of us who have gone on to make really, really good salaries and become millionaires and billionaires, most of us have really come from humble beginnings. Well, I'm not going to say most of us, but the ones that are our most visible signs of wealth. We're normally talking about people who are from who are in show business. So most of the people that we know who are either athletes or in show business or something like that, they come from humble beginnings. They come from families that didn't have much or didn't have anything. Broken homes, broke homes, broken homes and broke homes. So expecting them to only hang around with people who make the type of money that they make, it almost seemed like ridiculous. Like, oh, so everybody has to be a millionaire or billionaire in order to be friends with you? Since when? Like, you kind of became a millionaire overnight. Before the draft, before your songs or your music or your shows started blowing up, you weren't making any type of money. You were amongst the working poor. The working poor. But now you saying, oh, since you got it like that, you acting like you had it like that since the beginning. I don't know. I don't know what it takes in order for a person to start acting bougie or whatever. But I do think that pulling moves like that, doing a stunt that way, I think that will get you right up in there in the zone of being thought or considered to be bougie. My name is Sun752. I said Sun752, aka Omar with the. And this is the Daily Go Getimism Show. It's the daily Go Getimism Show. And we are talking about being financially compatible. Do you need to be financially compatible with somebody to kick it? Do you have to be paid in order for us to be cool? Does it make sense to you? For a lot of people, it's going to make sense. For some people, for a lot of people, they're going to say, yeah. You can't be having all this money and then you hanging around with these broke ass niggas. Okay, so what if you are broke? So you should stay around that same element. So, if I don't have anything, I need to get me a woman that doesn't have anything too. If I make 5 figures, then she should only make 5 figures too. So somewhere between 10,000 and 99,000 is what we should be. That's where we should. That should be my dating pool. If she's a registered nurse or something like that, and she makes that 6 figures over that $100,000 a year threshold, yeah, I don't know. We're not really financially compatible. We're close. Maybe I made $99,000 a year, but maybe I had to work a lot of overtime in order to score it. Meanwhile, you making 115 straight salary. Are we not, or are we less than financially compatible? I don't know. Sounds kind of dumb to me. Even if we're not financially compatible, I'm thinking about what's the other word? Coronarily, coronary heart vessels. Are we coronarily compatible? Because I think for me personally, I'd rather be, tied to the heart with somebody over the long haul in the long term, rather than have the same kind of money. I mean, we have the same kind of money. We kind of moving laterally. But I think it'd probably be a good idea, and probably most people would love to be with somebody that they felt the same way, in a good way. Not like, I don't really care about this chick. I don't really care about this nigga. Yeah. So, I don't know. Kim's Whims, thanks for coming on through. It's good to see you. And she says, I didn't grow up picking my friends based on their toys. I'm not picking my friends based on their finances. That's what's up. It's a good analogy. I'm the common denominator, so all of my circle have something in common with me, not money. I mean, sounds. I mean, you're making nothing but sense. But evidently, I've heard some people that have a couple of dollars start talking shit. Start talking all kinds of crazy shit. When you see that it doesn't play out a certain type of way in real life, it just doesn't. You can say all of these things that you want and how you want it to go down and what you expect and how it's going to go. But is that really what we're looking at? It just doesn't seem to pass the smell test all the way. Financially compatible. Now, we watch situations, especially in the media, especially when it comes to our celebrities, and you see some of them get taken for all of their money in divorce proceedings. And people say, well, see, that's why they shouldn't have messed around. That's why you should mess with somebody who makes the same kind of money you do, and blah, blah, blah. And that's why they should have got a prenuptial agreement. A prenuptial agreement is a way to remain financially compatible, or at least financially secure or armed. And that was the question I asked earlier. Is it really about compatibility, or is it about safety? Is it about safety? Is the issue that if you hang around with people or marry people, date people that make around the same type of money you do, does it mean that you're going to be safe around them? Is it supposed to be a good way to ensure that you're going to be all right? Because if that's the case, okay, all right, that does sound like a good idea. Does it pass the smell test? Does it play out? Is this something we're going to talk about in the barbershop? I don't know. So we see people, mostly men. No. Ooh, hold on now. I was about to say mostly men is who we hear about who marry somebody who wasn't financially compatible with them, and then it seemed like they got taken to the cleaners a little bit. But it's not only men. In the media, we've seen it happen to women. In some ways, when Whitney Houston was alive, it seemed like she was footing the bill for Bobby Brown for a lot of things. In a lot of ways, she was definitely paying his child support for his children. Besides Bobby Christina, may she rest in peace. But I remember that, and I also remember Halle Berry messing around with Eric Benet. He wasn't making Halle Berry money. She was definitely the stronger breadwinner out of the two. If we're going to go to the media. Now, what I don't like to do is I don't like to make media examples the rule instead of the exception, because they're more of the exception. But they are a way for us to have visual signs and visual examples of how this thing could play out. Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige. At least with Halle Berry and Whitney Houston, not only did they marry their spouses, but they had children with them too. So it was a whole different ball game with Eric Benet. Halle Berry had no kids for Eric Benet. And I'm not sure if they were married. I don't know if they were married. Maybe they were. Maybe they weren't. Remember, after they little triced or whatever, and I think he ran off. But Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige did not have any children with what was his name? Her ex-husband. I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. Not that it really matters. Started with a K. Keanu or something like that. Regardless, remember he tried to sue her for alimony and all of that, and he was the cheater. He was supposed to be the bad guy. And even though he was a record producer and all of that kind of stuff, he was not as financially compatible with Mary J. Blige as somebody else who may have been in the industry was. But their thing was working out pretty well until it wasn't working out. Just like anybody else. But I mean, did they break up for financial reasons? No. There was infidelity. There were problems in their relationship. There were probably things that went on in their relationship that only they know about. The public might not know about everything. But look at Wendy Williams. Shoot. You talking about financial capability. Yeah, I said Keanu or whatever, something like that. Can do. Thank you. Yeah, can do. Yeah. He ain't have Mary J. Blige money. We ain't even know who he was. So who this light-eyed nigga? I don't know. I don't know. Never heard of him. I mean, that's married. I don't know. Financial compatibility. Do you need to be financially compatible? Do you have to make the same kind of money for us to kick it? Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host, Sun752, and we are talking about being financially compatible. Do you need to make the same type of money as your lover or as your friends in order for us to have a good working relationship? Is it safer for us to make the same type of money? Is there an energy? Is there an energy that flows around us? So if you make the same kind of money, I make the same kind of money, then we can elevate. How does the elevation take place, and does it matter? I'm just asking a question. I mean, because a lot of my people get bougie. They get bougie to get a couple of dollars. They never had nothing. They never had no money. Ain't never been nowhere, done nothing. Now some people don't even have to make a lot of money. They just have to be somebody next to the money, and all of a sudden they're like, nah. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that it's wrong to be that way. You are your influences. You don't have to physically be what your influences are, but if somebody has made an impression on you and changed your mind about certain things, they to the point where they have developed you in many ways, hey, I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it. But it can be a little off-putting, But for your own purposes, I mean, just like you can date whoever you want, you can be friends with whoever you want for whatever reasons. You don't really owe an explanation to anybody about that. But there might come a time when you might get called on the carpet because of it. But yeah. Being financially compatible. Being financially compatible. Yeah. You know what, Kim, I was thinking about your cousin. Your cousin. E. I was thinking about her the other day, hanging around Candy, candy coated nights and, all that stuff that she's doing. I mean, I would imagine being in the industry on that level, being around people who are getting money like that, you see the way things are working and you are around that element. You know what I mean? You seeing how things really work, seeing the inner workings, the structure of how things get down like that. Wouldn't that change you to a certain extent? Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't that change you a little bit? I mean, I'm just saying, Candy, Candy Burris has a lot of money, very successful, so being around somebody like that and being around other people who are in that industry, being chosen just to be in that circle, I would imagine how you would start seeing like, well, I ain't gotta deal with Skeet from around the way. I'm rubbing elbows I can make it happen, whether I'm getting it or not. So I have a different type of financial compatibility. I might not have the money, but I'm right there next to the money. I'm where the money is. I'm so close to the money, I'm the money. Yeah. Okay. So Kim says some of the circle associated with her feel they are celebs because she works with yeah. And you say she hasn't changed in that way. I mean, she seems like good people still to me. And she says she didn't forget who she is nor where she came from. Exactly. She has access though. She can go to places, make phone calls, and reach different places than somebody like you and I can. She just can because she's been there. So of course, we would have to expect that her choices would broaden, which means that they would change. It doesn't mean that she's going to lose herself, but some people might expect her too. Like, what are you going back to Indianapolis for? Fucking with this nigga over here, and you don't need to mess around with them. You down here in Atlanta, you over here in Cali, we going down here in Miami. We making moves. We go where we want to go. We do what we want to do. It's a different type of compatibility. You can touch things that other people can't touch. Things that other people don't know. So if you chose to be that way, we couldn't really be mad at it. Not mad at it, but we would have to accept it regardless. Kim says, money makes monsters and she knows it. I'm sure. Especially dirty ass. Woo! We talking about showbiz, baby. Visibly, we can't see no dirtier than that. Even when Biggie was alive, when he was saying more money, more problems, and when he was saying how ruthless they are in the industry versus dealing drugs on the street, it's a big difference. Like on the streets, you understood why things are being done. Like in the industry, you cut off somebody's livelihood or did them in for what? Like for what? It wasn't affecting you in any kind of way. It's personal, very, very personal. But anyway, financial compatibility. Yeah, I'm 7 figures. I need a woman who's 7 figures. That almost sounds ridiculous. Rich guys don't be marrying nobody who got no money. They marry somebody who looks like they want them to look. It ain't financial compatibility. And a lot of times they entourage. How many times have we heard about some of these celebrity entourages, people coming out against them, talking about how they had them working, they had them doing everything and whatever, and they wasn't paying them nothing, or all they was doing was providing food and maybe flights and housing, but no money. They wasn't paying them. You see them everywhere. They're doing things that require effort and work and skill. They wasn't giving them nothing. How many times have we heard tell all of experiences that sounded something like that? Plenty of times. So you're not hanging around people who are financially compatible. You might be hanging around people who are financially vulnerable. Ooh, being financially compatible versus being financially vulnerable. Kim says, I prefer being compatible in realistic ways, the ways that matter when money can't solve the problem. Well, some of us who have never had any money thinks that money will solve all the problems. They don't know because they've never really had any money. But we so many of us talk about being able to pay our bills. All we talk about is bills, bills, bills. Somebody gotta pay the bills. Somebody gotta pay the bill. Yo, these bills are piling up and they keep me from smiling. Yup. And I don't know what to do when the bills come through. Somebody gotta pay, even if I gotta sell some ass today. Yeah, I played the way I think I should, and I know that these bills piling up is all good. So I think that if I have enough money to pay my bills, everything will be all right, and I know that it will. But is that the truth? How come people who can pay all their bills don't have the spoof? They don't have the proof. They don't have nothing that we would take out. I mean, really. People who are broke, people who are struggling, people who don't have a lot of money talk often about, if I could just pay my bills. If I could just pay my bills. Somebody got to pay these bills. Bills. Pay my automobile, pay my phone bill. But it's the truth. So many people can't think outside of what their expenses are. They just want to have money left over after they pay the bills. Money to shop, money to fuck, money to drink, money to smoke, money to ruin their lives in every other kind of way. And then when they get the actual money to be able to do that, they don't really realize how much time and effort that it takes to make that kind of money, to the point where you realize that there is no satisfaction point where you're making so much that you can just do whatever you want to do and not have to worry about paying your bills. You're going to have larger bills the more money that you make, because you're buying more expensive items. Somebody should have a talk with us about eliminating bills, about not creating as many bills as you used to have, so you can have something. And that's including spouses, friends, lovers. But to expect somebody to have the same type of money that you have in order for y'all to be happy, or in order for y'all to be okay, or in order for y'all to be satisfied, like, it's not passing the smell test with me. It could be me. It could be me. But yeah, we often don't think outside of being able to pay our bills. We just, look, I mean, think about it. A lot of people, they talk about, you ask them, what would you do if you hit the power bill? What would you do if you hit the Powerball? What's the first thing that you would do? What's something that you would do if you hit the Powerball? And so many people say it. First thing I would do is pay all my bills. I would pay off everything. Am I lying? People say it all the time. I would pay off all my bills. I would get out of debt, because they think that's the way. That's the way to solve all your problems, cure all your woes, satisfy your hunger. Kim says, oh, you and I understand grief. Money can't fix that hurt. Ugh. But the right person can ease the hurt enough to breathe tomorrow. Man, you ain't never lied. Well, there's certain circumstances that can occur in your life that will give you greater understanding of certain things. But sometimes, for some people, they get stuck. They get stuck in thinking. Even people who have lost people through like cancer and stuff like that, they wish that they had more money to be able to get more treatments. Like, listen, it doesn't really work that way. It doesn't. The treatments that you got just don't work. There's nothing you or I or anybody else can do about that. But it's hard to see that when you think that, well, such and such will still be alive. Grandmama will still be alive. My baby will still be alive if I could have only afforded this medicine, if I could have afforded these doctors, if I could have afforded these treatments. We can think that. And insurance companies don't help. They don't help because when we get to a certain dollar value in our insurance, they stop paying. That's just a reality. It's just a reality. You're good up into a certain extent, up into a certain number, for a certain time, and then it's like they start washing their hands. I've seen it recently. With my mom, and she's not terminal or anything like that. But when certain treatments aren't going the way they're supposed to go, they don't keep trying, especially if they don't see you trying. So all of your hard work for all of your life, when you retire and get entitlement benefits, or you worked for the government and all of that, so you think you're going to be okay, especially insurance-wise, because, what better health insurance can you get than governmental health insurance? You can't. You work for the state or something like that, they have the best health insurance. And also they offer life insurance. All that don't mess. Until you really get in there and you see what it's like to be sick for an extended point of time, and then you see how things start to break down. But we think that if we only had enough money, let me tell y'all something. You don't have enough money to be able to cure somebody of cancer. It's designed so no matter how much you have, it's going to take all of it. It's like having somebody sick with cancer and aggressive cancer. It's like having a crackhead. You know how you cannot give a person enough crack in order to satisfy a crack habit? That's what it's like having cancer. I don't mean to veer off and to the left and start talking about this, but if we're talking about financial compatibility and we're talking about people who don't have a lot of money, they really believe that if they only had enough money, then they would be okay. They say money don't give you happiness, but I know it would take care of things, because if I didn't have my bills to worry about, if I didn't have this job to worry about, if I didn't have these things that cost so much money to worry about, whether it's my kids, my family, whether it's my house, my living arrangements, whatever. If I didn't have to worry about that, then I could pour all of my concentration over into this thing where I could be better. And it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. Who's that? Langdon. Wait. How do you say your name? Langdon Alger says, "Hello, sir. I would like to send you my blessings from Rome, Italy." Well, thanks for coming through from Rome, Italy. Mr. Alger says, "Do you enjoy fried chicken?" That's a loaded question, Mr. Alger, but I ain't mad at you. Let me get the triangle. Let me get the triangle for that. Black people being asked if they like fried chicken. Fried chicken. Fried chicken. Fried chicken. Do you like fried chicken? Actually, I like fried chicken, but what does that have to do with anything? And if you're trying to diss, I ain't mad at you. Yo, it's gonna be okay. I think if I had some chicken tonight, it's kind of late. Where I am, I don't know what time it is where you are, but where I am, it's like 2 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning. It's 2 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning. It's 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 two. It's all good. But yes, I do enjoy fried chicken. And guess what? I like watermelon too. So good. It's so good, and it's so good for you. But yeah, being financially compatible. I don't hang around the way no more. I don't hang around my old friends no more. Because sometimes you hear people who came from humble beginnings, people who grew up having no money, who now have money. Sometimes you hear about them complain about how just because they made a bunch of money, that people expected them to pay for everything. Everybody became their cousin. Everybody had a health scare. Everybody had an emergency. Everybody had something that they needed help with involving your money. So if we were more financially compatible, maybe that wouldn't happen. Maybe we would just be able to, maybe we would be able to kick it without being able to pay a ticket. Kick it without the ticket money. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, it's the daily go get ism show. We're talking about being financially compatible. Would you consider, if you made 7 or 8 figures, so somewhere between, if you were a millionaire, do you think that you would only hang around millionaires? Most entourages aren't filled with people who make the same kind of money. Who's going to be the leader? There's normally one leader who makes a bunch of money and everybody else gets paid. Some people don't even get paid. They just get a chance to hang out. But what would you do? What do you think that you would do? Would you make the bulk of your friend base, your social base? Do you think that it would be important for you, for them to make the same kind of money that you make? Do you think that you would be that way? Because you may practice that in your own life right now. Even if we're talking about something other than money, if we're talking about compatibility, you might want somebody that's a little bit more equally yoked than somebody who's not. Like, for example, if I was a cigarette smoker, I would probably want to be with somebody who smokes cigarettes. That way they wouldn't be bugging me all the time about stopping smoking or not smoking or worrying about my health, smoking. It's a small example. It's a minor example, but it's an example nonetheless. And maybe it's one that we have to take into consideration. What do you think? What do you think? So I know that if I was on, okay, YouTube doesn't want you to say DRUGSs. But if I was on DRUGSs, wouldn't it make more sense that I would want to be with somebody who was also on DRUGSs? But maybe not. Maybe I needed to be with somebody who's not on DRUGSs. That way, we wouldn't be messing up as much money. They would have money for me to steal from. Or maybe they could keep me grounded. Maybe I could learn more from them. I don't know. But if we're talking about being financially compatible, is it more necessary than not in order, I mean, for y'all to make around the same kind of money, or at least have the same kind of ambition? That might be a better way. That might be a better way. We have the same type of financial ambition. We don't make the same kind of money, but we feel the same kind of way. We want the same kind of things. And maybe that's something that makes us financially compatible. It's not about what we want. It's about it's not about what we have. Maybe it's about what we want. You know, keeping your concentration. You know what? I was thinking about something the other day. And I want to see what y'all think about this. How good are you with the money that you have? Are you good with saving, organizing, and distributing the money that you have versus the money that you want? And I'm going to tell you why I asked this. Because a lot of people might be really good. They might be about the paper that they have. Like, all right, I have $100,000. So I make sure that all my bills are paid. I make sure that I take care of this money, blah, 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 blah. But what I'm not that good at is turning this $100,000 into $1 million. So I might be good with the money that I have, but I might not be good with the money that I want. Maybe I'm not that good at investing. Maybe I'm not that good at finding ways to make the money work for me instead of just pay for everything. What do you think about that? Care Bear, thanks for coming on through here. Good to see me some you there. And also, let me get this right. Axio to Gaming 25. Do you watch Has Been Hotel? I've never heard of Has Been Hotel. Y'all be making me look up stuff. Let me see. What is Has Been Hotel? Is it a real thing? And what's your name? Axio? No, Axolot Game. Okay. That's better. Axolot Gaming. Axolot Gaming, and I hope I'm saying your name right. Has Been Hotel. Okay, let me see. Has Been. Boom, it came right up. Huh. I've never heard of this before. Is this some kind? It doesn't look like anime. It just looks like a regular cartoon. Let me see. Wow. It looks like it's new. 2024 drama, 1 season. In an attempt to find a non-violent alternative for reducing hell's overpopulation, the daughter of Lucifer opens a rehabilitation hotel that offers a group of misfit demons a chance at redemption. This looks like some interesting shit. This is crazy. Wow. Wow. You know what, my dude? I'm going to check this out. You say it's an adult cartoon. Well, I had never heard of this before. But you have piqued my interest. Good looking. Wow, this is some crazy shit. Now, how do you watch it? Okay. Is it on like one of the platforms that we have to now, am I going to go to hell for watching this? You know, just asking. You know, I mean, I've taken some other you might go to hell for this changes, but you know, I just want to know what I'm getting into. Like, will I automatically get canceled out of heaven for watching this cartoon? Especially if I like it. Like, if I'm waiting on season 2, like, yo, I can't wait till Has Been Hotel comes out. It's on Prime Video. The free or the pay? You know, I'm definitely a Prime member. Oh yeah, it says it right there. This looks like some shit. This is crazy as hell. All right. So some of the cast members, some of the voiceovers, Keith David, I never knew that was his name. Keith David, Alex Brightman, Stephanie Beatrice, Elsie Lovelock, Erica Henningsen, Amir Talai, Christian Borle, and Edward Bosco. Okay, I'm going to check this. Y'all be putting me up on some new shit. Good looking out. Okay, it's free. Good looking out, Axelot Gaming. Good looking out. Where do y'all come up with this stuff? It's a big world out there. And you know, you putting me on with that and putting us on with that, that kind of goes into what I'm talking about. See, when you are limited in your circle, like would I have ever heard of this had Axelot Gaming, not come on to the show? I don't know. It was nowhere on my radar. It was nowhere on my radar from all of the people that I knew. They never talked about that. Now, we've all been exposed to something new. That might cause that to blow up. So it's not like only people that are in that circle are going to be the ones that are being promoted or asked to support. But going back to what we were talking about, financial compatibility. Do I need to make as much money as you? Do you need to make as much money as me in order for us to be able to kick it? You ain't got a lot to kick it, but you got to get high to kick it. Maybe. It's easy to be a Monday morning quarterback and talk about what you should have done, who you should have gone with, who you should have married, what moves you should have made, who you should have trusted, who you shouldn't have trusted. It's easy to get into those pockets of thinking. But it just doesn't always work out the way that we want it to work out. It's just it just doesn't always work out the way that we would like for it to work out. Surely, the world's most precious. I said, surely, the world's most precious. I said, surely, the world's most precious pearl in the world and pearl. Surely, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Thanks for coming on through. Y'all coming through late too. I mean, we getting ready to get on a body here. Y'all like, yo, shit. I thought we started at 2. We good. But I don't care. I'm glad y'all came through. Appreciate it. So we was talking about being financially compatible. Is it necessary? Is it necessary to be financially compatible with somebody? Should y'all have the same kind of money or somewhere near around the same kind of money? The same kind of money. Should your friends make the same kind of money like the Billionaire Boys Club? The Billionaire Boys Club. We all getting money. Oil tycoons probably only mess around with people who are like oil tycoons. They all getting money. They getting the money. Gangsters don't die, they get money and move to Miami. Act like him. You like that? The money. Billionaire Boys Club, we getting money. Entourage, we getting money. Does your girl, your woman, your whiz, your wife, does she need to have the same kind of money? The same kind of money. Well, in life, it doesn't normally work out that way. She normally has to have the beauty. She has to have the seducing element, the seductive element to reel you in. And some men might have the same thing. Some men might have the same thing. Some men might have the same thing. Some men might just be the same king. Some men might have the same thing. Yo, you was real part of what you got with Cyndi Lauper, and you wasn't even singing no time to time, time after time. You know what I'm talking about? It was like a crime the way that you stole a heart. You was part of something that was much bigger. Sid and Nancy's kind of fancy, but yo, you keep it popping. Yo, you got them dropping the beat, and when the cop dropped that beat, you started to eat. Taking everything, eating just like a voracious appetite. You understand what I'm talking about, right? Or maybe you do, maybe you don't. Yo, you got enough money to get each and everything that you want. Everything is going to be all right. We're talking about financial compatibility tonight. Yeah. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, we are about to get on about it here. But I just wanted to put something in your ears, put something in your mind. Financial compatibility. What you think? If I'm getting this money, if I have this ambition, do I need to be with somebody who is like that? Other types of compatibility probably is necessary. But does it come down to a financial thing? Do you need to be financially compatible? And if you do, if you believe so, is it a social issue or is it a safety issue? Ron acting like he too good to come around the way anymore, man. Ron don't come around the way no more, man. You know what I mean? He too bougie. He too bougie. Maybe Ron feels like he elevated, stepped his game up, and he only wants to be around with people who's doing the same. It's his choice. Is he right? Well, it remains to be seen. But that's the lane that he's chosen. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious. March 1st. It's the first of the month. Get up. It's the first of the month. Wake up. And they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. We get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. We get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. We get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. My girl Aisha Casey, happy birthday to you. And also Irene Durham, happy birthday to you. And Ree Jones, turning 52 years old today. And Angela Pardue, turning 41 years old today. And Jennifer Dolly Brown, turning 62 years old today. And M. Saul About Me. That's Miss All About Me Turner. Happy birthday to you. And Wanda R. Moore, happy birthday to you. And Shanice Williams, happy birthday. And Emmanuel E-Boy John Gillis, last but not least, turning 40 years old today. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious March 1st, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally, all of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. Anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, I said go hard, go for yours, and remember, financial compatibility. Do I need to make as much money as you and you for me? Will that make you me for you? Do you need to make as much money as I do? Well, I don't know, but we gonna find out soon. Yo, I hung around the goons before, but not no more, cause I gotta pay them and I don't have enough. And lines and times are tough, but I'm gonna do what I need and it's necessary. Yeah, the funds come through. Gets kind of scary, and people acting like you got enough to be paying them for nothing. Then they ain't doing nothing but bluffing. Yo, times are tough. I've had enough of trying to treat people like I'm Puff. You know, when you treat people like you're P. Diddy, they're going to sue. You know what they going to do. They're going to start telling. Okay. Shout out to Meek Mill. Shout out to Meek Mill. Shout out to Meek Mill. When you know, you know. If you know, you know. Listen, y'all. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back today-ish at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Urban Therapy with Son show. I said Urban Therapy with Son show. Yeah, Urban Therapy with Son. I said an Urban Therapy with Son. Son said one. I said an Urban Therapy with Son. And yo, he was talking about Meek Mill over the hill. Yeah, like with P. Diddy. Yo, how does it feel? I'm just asking what you're laying out in the sun, kind of basking and showing little skin. Did he let you in? I ain't saying you did it, Meek, but yo, people gonna speak. And when things come out, you always wearing the same outfit. What the fuck is you doing? Are you mate? Was he in your face? Did he give you some space, Meek? Don't tell me you sold out, Meek. Are you Illuminati? Did you have to give up your body? I'm not speculating. I ain't even hating. Yo, his dreams are nightmares. That shit made me scared. Meek Mill, Meek Mill, a Meek Mill, a Meek Mill. Don't tell me nothing about a Meek Mill from Philly. Don't tell me about Meek Millie. Was Cassidy right? No. All right. We'll be back tomorrow, today, 1 p.m. Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yo, man, let me get up out of here. Love y'all to death, man. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. Peace.